Hello, Regis Kilbin is the name, and TEPPEN is the game, and we're going to talk about a really cool new update to TEPPEN, which is the fact that the game has already received a new hero. And as we start playing more TEPPEN here in the near future, I'm really excited to know that updates are coming this fast. The game just hit, and we've already got a new hero, new cards, new hero arts for said hero, and a new card pack expansion on the way too. So today we're going to talk about Jill Valentine and some of the different components offered in this update. Now, if you don't know Jill Valentine, she's a character from the Resident Evil franchise, joining Wesker as a hero already in TEPPEN, and a pretty iconic one at that. So I am, as a big fan of Resident Evil, super excited to see her in the game, and I think she's going to make a great addition to the roster of heroes. So we're here on the TEPPEN website, which is just a great way to go through and look at some of the highlights for Jill Valentine. We are going to jump into some gameplay, playing through the story mode of unlocking Jill Valentine in TEPPEN itself later in the video. But for now, I just wanted to break down some of the news. So first things first here, we can see Jill Valentine joins the fray. I love this. We do have here a video, a teaser as well, a trailer for Jill Valentine. So let me put on a headset here, and we'll listen to this together and see what this is all about. TEPPEN. I'm pumped.
That corrupt organization must be stopped. Genesis, activate! I can't let it end here. Time for my secret weapon. You'll feel it in the morning.
That's sick. I actually really like the voice actress. I don't know if that is the standard voice actor for Jill or not, but she sounded pretty amazing. So I think that's all we're going to need to hear. Let's get my hair back looking good. And okay, so a little bit of a breakdown here of what Jill is all about. You'll see here, topic 1, new abilities, explores. This is essentially a new keyword, a new mechanic being added to TEPPEN. And what it means is that it will just add a new card to your X pocket based on some kind of condition. The specified card that's not in your deck is newly found and added to your X pocket. So her basic cards and her hero arts are all going to have this explore ability. And you can see here with her 3 hero arts, for instance, Ultimate Weapon is the first, her base hero art, and it explores the rocket launcher. So what that means is it adds this rocket launcher card to your X pocket. The X pocket is the additional space outside of your hand where it just kind of keeps extra cards exactly like this one. So the rocket launcher deals 10 pierce damage to a random enemy unit, which is pretty darn amazing. For only 3 MP here as the cost. So essentially, after you build up her hero art charge, you get yourself a really nice card added additionally, so that you have both more flexibility because it's not a part of your hand, it's in the X pocket, but also it's just really, really powerful. You can also see here with Genesis, her second hero power, 2 random cards from all explored cards during this battle get -1 MP, so they're discounted by 1 and are added to the X pocket. So again, it's resource generation that also offers a little bit of tempo because you're reducing the cost of those cards. So if you set up some explore options like it won't be a rocket launcher because you won't have that hero art, but the basic cards explore things as well, you can just get a bunch of stuff and then play it much quicker than usual. And then finally, Antibody Activation, her final of the hero arts. If you have explored 3 or more times, so if 3 different explore cards have been utilized in the game, an allied unit gets +1, +3, and shield. So you get to buff an allied unit here if you're utilizing her explore ability throughout the course of a given game. And then if we do take a look here through Jill Valentine's basic card set, we can talk through these pretty quickly just to see what they're all about. And we'll see some more examples of explored cards down here as well. So Claire Redfield, another known Resident Evil character here, a 3 MP 3/1 unit. And when played, if your explore count is 3 or higher, deals 6 damage to enemy unit in front. So again, if you're able to stack up some Explorer effects, you're getting this big reward here, and it does track the Explorer count there, which is nice. And deals 6 damage to enemy unit in front is really big on play effect. Like, that's pretty amazing, because that's going to kill most units across from Claire. So some big swings there in the field possible with that card. Then we've got Jill Valentine here, the namesake herself. She's a 5 MP 2/8, ginormous stat line there. 8 health is really, really sticky. And then on victory, when she kills an opposing unit, she explores for handgun. And I think we'll see handgun down here if we look real closely, which is just a nice 1 MP action card that deals 4 damage to an enemy unit. So a super flexible, very cheap action card that does a significant amount of removal damage. So that's going to be some big swings as well. So if you can get this card rolling and stack up a couple of those victories, you're going to create some amazing resources that are going to swing super hard. And also, of course, just count those Explorer counts higher and higher each time you play one. So moving on to here, Teostro. He is a 5 MP 2/6 with flight. So that's a pretty nice stat line for a flight unit. So that one could create some interesting scenarios for certain kinds of decks. Red-green decks might be able to use that really nicely. Carlos Oliveira, another Resident Evil character here, a 4-mana 1/9 with combos. His attacks are going to be resolving twice, which isn't a lot when you have 1 attack, but if you can buff this, you can see how sticky it is with that 9 health total. And if that combo starts getting buffed, it's going to snowball a ton. That's a pretty intriguing card, right? Seems like it has a lot of build around potential. So Mikhail Victor, 3 mana 1 or 3 MP 1/5. When played, explore for ammo. And then if we look down here, I think we'll see ammo. This is another 1 MP action card that gives +2 attack to a friendly unit. So again, just a really cheap buff card, which we've seen red do pretty consistently, and this would fit right into a lot of red buff decks as a very cheap way to make something more powerful. For instance, maybe you could go ahead and buff your Carlos with that card, right? So you can see how these things start to synergize together rather nicely. And then we've got Cygnus here, a 3 MP 3/3. Just a base minion. He is a machine, but nothing too noteworthy there. A little bit higher attack than we've seen on a lot of 3 MP cards, but also lower health. So just shifting the stat focus a little bit. Guile, one of my favorite Street Fighter characters, actually. 3 MP 1/6 with combos. So again, a fairly cheap minion here with a high health total that seems very powerful for potential buffing effects. That's really, really cool. Good base to build on there. It's looking a lot better than other kind of basic 3 MP units that I've seen in the past. And then Dimitri Maximov, a 6 MP 3/8. So again, just a big pile of stats on Dimitri. I think this one probably a little bit awkward for a lot of decks to use at that 6 MP cost. Not doing anything too particular or special here. Just a big dude that can service some decks occasionally, perhaps if you're just trying to do some single player stuff or push through, play some cards, finish a quest, whatever it might be. Dimitri can serve those needs, but probably not a highly competitive card as far as I'm concerned. And then Brought to Light, a 1 MP action card here. 1 friendly unit with Explore performs and Explore. So basically you can trigger those Explore effects instantly with Brought to Light. So whatever it might be, generating some extra value here. Is pretty cool for 1 MP. It also just is a nice cycle card, so you can refill your hand with something new, keep things moving, trigger an action phase very affordably if you need to do so. So a neat little utility card there for sure. Then you've got the Spread Shot. This is awesome artwork, by the way. Jill tearing through some zombie dogs there. 2 MP card that deals 3 damage split among enemy units. So in certain scenarios, if your opponent only has 1 unit, you could do 3 to it. You could ping off a couple smaller things. This is, again, just a cheap MP card that has a pretty nice effect that some decks could use as a utility piece. And then we've got a Noble Death here. 1 MP action card deals 3 damage to a friendly unit and 4 damage to a random enemy unit. So a very cheap way to remove stuff if you're willing to damage your own things. And that's not going to fit for every deck, but occasionally just as another cheap, flexible MP card that has some utility in and of itself. So some decks that don't mind killing their things, say like revenge stuff, for instance, if you had a red-black deck, could be kind of cool for something like this. Maybe you're willing to pop off a shield if you need to because you're not really dealing damage to your unit just in order to take a favorable trade via a card like this. And then you've got limited ammo. We've got a revolver here that looks pretty sick. Gives +3 attack to a friendly unit effective for 1 attack. So this is a fairly expensive card at 4 MP for just 3 attack, I think, particularly because it's only happening once. I don't see a lot of utility for this one. It seems like it would be less favorable than other options that do similar sorts of things. So a cool card from an art standpoint, but perhaps not a super competitive one. We've got Exploding Barrel, fun video game mechanic captured there. 2 MP action card, deals 1 damage to all enemy units. So this could be great against things like shields, for instance, to pop off shields very effectively. Maybe if your opponent's running some 1 health stuff, you're trying to finish something off to resolve an attack. Exploding Barrel could certainly help you do something like that. So that is going to wrap it up there for the basic cards with Claire. And we also got to take a look at her Explore cards, with Jill. And we also got to take a look at her Explore cards, which is a pretty neat little set. Now, not all these I think are going to see play, but some of these are things to keep an eye on down the road. They might fit into a deck here or there. The way the TEPPEN meta works, nothing is ever guaranteed. Not all cards are going to see play. That's totally reasonable and normal to see and expect in a card game. But I like that there are some ideas here that set up future opportunities, even if they don't see play right now. Some of these cards are intriguing enough that they could certainly make sense. And then one little teaser here also for the new card pack info, the Day of Nightmares card pack expansion is being teased here. Hopefully we'll learn more about that in the very near future because it seems like Jill and her storyline are going to be a very big centerpiece in that set, which is going to be pretty cool to see. I personally love Resident Evil. It's probably the Capcom game I most identify with, so I'm pretty pumped to see what that's going to look like. So all that said, we've walked through Jill and her mechanic and her cards. So now I just want to jump over to some TEPPEN gameplay to see Jill in action as we play through her storyline and unlock her. All right, so I moved here to the other side of the screen so we could see all the action here, and particularly the X Pocket with Explore cards. And we're going to play through Jill Valentine's story to unlock her and just get a feel for what she's all about. So here we go with Chapter 1. I'm excited to see what new story stuff. I always enjoy the story stuff here with TEPPEN. Albert Wesker, his betrayal set everything in motion. As leader of the Special Forces Division STARS, he manipulated his team deftly, using them as test subjects for bioweapons, though it cost them their lives. There is a creepy tyrant guy hiding in the background there. Okay, zoom out. Let's see. Oh, it's in a like a test tube. I see. Jill was first to find out about Wesker's treachery and that the pharmaceutical corporation Umbrella was pulling all the strings. They had tried to kill her. Big mistake. Now she was going to take them all down, Wesker included. So we got a full-on Resident Evil storyline happening so far here. Oh, but Chun-Li makes an appearance. Finally, a lead. Jill tracked down a woman who'd been linked with Wesker. Gun in hand, Jill approached. Her finger tightening on the trigger. Stop! She's innocent. Someone stood between them. Move or be moved. As Jill engaged the interloper, neither noticed the suspect's cold smile. Ooh, the lore of TEPPEN deepens every time. All right, so let's see what's going to happen here with Jill and Chun-Li. Jill looks awesome there, her artwork there. So we got Carlos, we talked about him, Dimitri, Cygnus, Dimitri again. Dimitri looking a little expensive. Let's get these combos going for Carlos. Thankfully, these single-player unlocks are pretty easy, right? We've got a situation where our opponent only has 10 health as the NPC character, so we should be able to win this one pretty quick. Limited ammo here. This is actually going to be amazing with Carlos if we can get it off, just because it's going to do so much damage. Remember, because he has combo. So, although I don't think limited ammo is a great card in all scenarios, in this one, pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So that's going to go ahead and kill that. And remember, it's only for 1 attack, so it doesn't last forever for Carlos. It's not going to keep stacking up. All right, Mikhail. We got our ammo card, guys. Nice. There is Explore in action. So that's 1 Explore. And by the way, the hero right here is the rocket launcher, which we're going to get very soon. We're at 15 out of 17 AP, so we'll get to see that in action in no time. And I'm not thinking too much about my plays here. We're just kind of going fast, doing our thing. But as you can see, we're already stacking up a lot of... yeah. Let's see how this goes. That was awesome. I don't actually remember what that did. Oh, we just exported. That's right. Now we got to use it. Now I remember. Okay. Sweet. Okay. So yeah, just adding an amazing card to our X pocket here. For 3 MP, we're going to demolish the opponent and the unit there both. Sweet. Awesome. The rocket launcher felt pretty good, I got to say. I dig the weapon designs in TEPPEN, by the way. Always cool, like laser kind of energy-looking weapons as opposed to like standard guns. Ooh, shaking. Everything happened at once. As Jill fought, the suspect tried to escape. Jill was not about to let her only lead slip away and sprinted after her up a set of stairs. As the steps began to collapse beneath her, the voice yelling at her to stop was buried in the noise. Oh no, Chun-Li. Oh no. That's as far as you go, Jill yelled. However, the mysterious woman smiled and lifted into the air. She was gripping a wire attached to a wyvern. As the woman was flown away, something dropped in front of Jill, a fire-breathing monster. Oh my god, what, what a twist here, man. Rathalos coming to wreak some havoc. So let's see how this one goes. Okay. Dive attack Rathalos. Ultimate weapon, Jill. Was that the rocket launcher or was that a different one? Yeah, that's still the rocket launcher. Okay. I'm trying to remind myself on these names, right? Sure, Guile. Let's play him. Combo's awesome. We've got some of these enemy damage cards, right? So we can deal 3 damage to that. Not probably very useful given that it has 4 health. So we'll probably try to wait to use these. We can like use this one to soften them up and then deal additional damage. Following that, Rathalos thinking here. All right, buffing the flight Barrio. That is honestly a little bit of a pickle for us just because we don't have a good way to deal with that right now. We're going to just start dealing damage to these. Depending on how this damage resolves, we could maybe kill that middle unit, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out that way. We can try again, though, here with the next spread shot. Going to finish it off. That'll go nicely. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. All right, still continuing to buff the big guy there in the bottom lane. All right. We are taking a lot of hits. The good news is, like, we have a lot of health compared to our opponent, so it doesn't really matter if we're taking too much. We've been waiting to play this card till we had an actual Explore effect in action, so we can target him now and utilize his Explore. Then we're going to buff this fellow on the top lane there, just to make sure we are presenting a lethal threat to Rathalos. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we got a rocket launcher. Yes, let's go. Sweet. We're going to add that to the X pocket. We don't have 3 MP just yet, but we're going to soon, and this will represent a lethal hit as soon as we get it. Okay? Because nothing has enough health, right? This penetration will deal 8 to Rathalos. That is ridiculous. That's so much damage. If you have any low health units on the field, the rocket launcher just demolishes. Now, I will say, right, it's a little bit slower than some hero arts because you have to get the hero art, then you actually have to spend additional MP. In most hero arts, you just play them and they do their thing immediately, right? With this one, you actually still have to spend the 3 MP even after you get the rocket launcher. So it seems powerful, but there is sort of a check and a balance in place there. The mighty beast's attacks tore the derelict building apart, leaving Jill with little cover. The floor shook violently beneath her. Instinctively, she leaped for safety. The structure crumbled. Somehow, Jill escaped in one piece. Go Jill. Scary zombie. The blaze roared as it devoured the building. Jill watched, an icy chill racing up her spine. She spun around. No! The memory returned in horrifying clarity. Hell had been a place on Earth, and he, its infernal architect. That is incredible writing. Wow. The Horde had returned. That was really, really well done. We're going to fight Wesker here, it sounds. Barely able to contain her fear and disgust, Jill charged forward, unloading round after round into the undead. But she couldn't shake the feeling that there was a greater threat ahead. Bloodstained memories of that bastard taunted her. And then, miss me? Jill's blood ran cold. Wesker's here. Remembering her training, Jill remained cool and confronted the traitor. You! Wesker responded with a sneer. Jill raised her gun in silence. She knew what had to be done. And Regis is here to seal the deal with Wesker. Let's go. Let's go. All right, I believe. I have faith. Dark Destruction Wesker. We are still rocking the ultimate weapon. Okay. We've got Jill in hand, actually. Sweet. Maybe we can get the handgun this time. That'd be amazing. Let's go for it. Let's wait to see where Wesker plays a unit, and then we'll put Jill on top of it there to do our best to secure the victory. Oh, let's go ahead and do this to hopefully soften up this vial unit so that it will do enough damage take enough damage so that when Jill attacks, she will resolve that victory. Oh, unfortunately it didn't. It only took 1. The other unit took 2. I played it a hair slow there. Thankfully, after that final attack, she did still get there because she just has so much health, right? So we now have the handgun in the X Pocket, which is going to be pretty amazing. It's going to be able to really, really affordably clear most enemy units. You know, most things have less than 4 health, particularly in a black deck, although this one is a great example of one that unfortunately does not. Famous last words there, Regis, famous last words. So we're just going to let that thing kind of chill for a moment. We'll probably play this big Dimitri there on top of it. Again, another 7 health, higher health unit there than 4, but that's okay. He's playing big stuff this time. But that's okay, because this attack still matters, right? Because Guile is dealing 1, so we have that break point there between 1 and 5, which will be pretty nice. Okay, Wesker's going to sacrifice his own unit there. Now, we can actually activate this Jill's Explorer again, which is pretty amazing, because, again, I love the handgun. I think that's a very powerful removal sort of card, so now Guile is going to trade effectively there, and we're still ready to clear the next unit with that 4 attack. And we also still have a rocket launcher as well, which is going to very soon represent a lethal push. Particularly if we combo these two things together, right? Like we kill this. Well, I guess that doesn't exactly work because now we don't have a unit to pierce, but it's at least going to let the Guile attacks resolve, which is pretty nice. Okay. So we probably just slam this as soon as Wesker plays anything, right? As long as it has 2 or less health, we now represent lethal on Wesker. If it has more, obviously we'll just clear the unit and do our best to... Well, I don't know, man. We need to play something here because we got a lot of bonus MP chilling. All right, Wesker looking for plays. Maybe he's got a locked hand even on the NPC. The computers... Oh, okay, here we go. So this is going to kill that unit and deal 4 to Wesker. And then Guile will follow up with combos to finish him off very shortly thereafter. So this should... hopefully terminate the game. We can see what he does, but... Oh, actually, we have the Jill attack even faster. Sweet. Cool. Jill is unlocked. You win. Yes, indeed, I do. Still got it. Still got it. I'm curious to see how this story resolves. Sweet. Jill unloaded everything she had, but that damned backstabber Wesker never once faltered. She fired her last round, but a black wall slid up through the earth and deflected it. Wesker smirked. We finished this in the land of illusion. He vanished, leaving Jill trembling. Oh, that's sweet art. She looks cool there. The morning light shone across Jill's face, but she was too lost in thought to notice. What should she do? She had nothing else to go on. Turning back was out of the question, and her old allies deserved justice. She had no other choice. The land of illusion, and that brings her into the world of TEPPEN. Jill unlocked. Yes. Sweet. Yeah, we gotta stop Umbrella. Sweet. Jill is ready to go, guys. That is awesome. New hero already in TEPPEN. That's so crazy. Does that mean we're going to get more this quickly? I sure hope so. I don't know what the timeline is going to look like, but I love it, man. 3 new hero arts, new basic cards, new hero. That is an incredible pace to set. Even if we don't see one for a while, to get one this quickly was pretty darn cool. So I'm excited to play more of Jill. Hopefully you guys have the same fun experience. It's a great character to be added to the game. So really, really excited to share that with you. That said, if you have any questions about TEPPEN or Jill, of course, feel free to leave those in the comments below. I've also included some handy links to download TEPPEN in the description and comments below. If you use my link, of course, that always helps me out with that sort of stuff with these sponsored games like TEPPEN. So appreciate your time today. I hope you're enjoying this game as much as me. My friend code is also available below if you want to try to add me on TEPPEN and catch me online. Maybe we could play a game or two, and I certainly look forward to that opportunity. All that said, thank you so very much for watching, and until next time, game on.